Welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Renovators, the business advisory show for real estate professionals. My name's Chanell and this is Rex.
Hi, Chanell.
Rexy, this is episode 4 of today's filming, when everyone is watching this. And as the day has gone on, it's been progressively warmer and warmer and warmer. And every single guest is sweaty, including you and I. Other than that, I'm doing quite well. How are you?
I'm very hot at the moment. I've dropped the 3-piece suits. I've dropped the tie at the moment. Next episode, probably just a t-shirt. It's pretty hot up here. But I'm very excited about today's guest and today's show. We're a real estate business advisor show. And a part of real estate, we're season 4, nearly season 5 now, but we've never tapped into a different aspect of real estate, which is project marketing. Still real estate agents, still selling properties but it's not to mum and dads, to investors. And there's such a different mentality that goes into project marketing. And so I'm very excited to delve into this because I think a lot of our viewers have heard about project marketing, but don't quite understand what project marketing entails and the different sales tactics involved in project marketing compared to a traditional sales agent. So I believe we've got one of the best in the country in this space, and I'm looking forward to delving into this.
Absolutely. I would love to introduce Mr. Lucas Giannotti. How are you, Lucas? Did I pronounce the surname correctly?
Close.
I was going to say.
I knew I'd mucked it up a little bit.
The intro was superb. Lucas Giannotti it is.
Giannotti, apologies.
And his company?
Development agency.
Yes.
Thank you very much for having me on board, guys.
Thanks for joining us, Lucas. Thanks
To
for
the
joining.
sauna.
Sorry about the heat. Tell us about yourself and how you got into real estate. It's not really traditional real estate, it's project marketing. So your journey.
Yeah, well, I sort of left school and started working at Fitness First.
Yeah.
Well, actually, before I was a personal trainer, I was selling gym memberships. So left school, got a sales job there, and they sort of handed me the phone and taught us all the scripts and follow-up techniques and sales techniques. So I was doing that for probably 3 or 4 years, and then worked into sort of some management positions there, transitioned over into personal training, and then,
A very fit person.
I can tell even through the suit.
Yeah.
feeling it. And then one of my clients, well, along the way, I'd sort of dealt with a lot of, I guess I was in South Yarra, so I was dealing with a lot of C-suite or executive type clientele. So I guess it was good grounding for communication skills with those type of people and business people. And along the way, I had clients of mine had sort of offered positions in real estate companies to give it a go, given the sales backgrounds. And yeah, I guess I started working for a project marketing firm, selling apartments. And then
project marketing, it's so different. A lot of a traditional real estate agent may not quite understand the intricacies.
A lot of our candidates don't understand what project marketing even is.
What is project marketing in your words?
Well, no one really knows what it is because we basically pre-sell buildings for developers and builders. So builder will come to us with a set of plans, we'll arrange the marketing, and then we'll start a sales campaign to acquire sales, usually before the project's been built. But occasionally that's
sales is not through realestate.com domain. It's so different how you even do your marketing.
Yeah, it's all predominantly off market. So we tend to steer clear from the traditional platforms. So we've got a big network of referral agents that we sort of push our products through. I guess the industry known as channel agents. So we'll list all the projects and sort of we have a big platform where we circulate all of our stock and it gets shared out to the channel partners.
And the channel partners are not always traditional real estate agents. They're like wealth creators, financial planners, accountants.
They're a big mix, yeah. So there's local, for the local portion of the business, there's financial planners, wealth creators, accountants, light real estate agents, and then we've got a big network offshore as well.
And why don't you use traditional portals like realestate.com? They're just not as effective?
We like to offer exclusive products to our channel partners to be able to sell to their clients. So if it's on realestate.com, they don't have an exclusive product that they can bring to their client and they can't get it anywhere else. So,
and your marketing is different. You don't talk necessarily about this is a 4-bedroom house. You're talking about return on investments, depreciation schedules, a lot of stuff that traditional agents don't talk about whatsoever.
Yeah, I guess that's, we provide the information that's required for the financial planners and accountants to sort of pitch the product to their clients so it makes sense from an investment standpoint. A lot of the properties are sold.
More into that because a lot of estate agents, a lot of our viewers are estate agents, they don't quite understand that aspect of the market, I suppose.
Yeah, like I guess a lot of our properties are sold to people as tax minimization strategies. So they'll buy an investment property, be able to claim depreciation, And then, we'll provide a rental appraisal and all the information that would come together for the accountant to make sure that it's a feasible investment.
And with that, because I think traditional real estate agents could probably tap into this, and they don't. They don't tap into the information you provide from what you do from an investment point of view. They never tap into a depreciation schedule, rental appraisals, all the stuff that you provide your purchasers.
Yeah.
A traditional real estate agent doesn't.
Why?
I don't think they understand it. They don't realize the benefits of it. Like most of your sales is based on this.
They're probably not as involved in the settlements as well, I suppose. Like quite often, a client will come to an agent, they'll show them the property, and then the client's doing their own finance or the back end on their own. Whereas a lot of the time, our clients are coming referred from people that are assisting with the finance and the financial structures that are making the investment properties possible.
From your point of view, do you need to have a deep understanding of all this stuff? Or is it, so if a new agent's coming through and they want to look at project marketing, do they need to have this understanding?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty important. I mean, like for our job, it's not just about selling the property, it's about settling the property. So for our developers, it's all well and good getting the sales up front, but we manage the whole settlement process as well. So once the property's sold, if the average build time might be 6 or call it 12 months, at the back end, when it comes up to settlement, we work closely with our referral agents and the financial planners and accountants to make sure that the clients are, able to settle the property.
So what would be the key differences between a residential sales agent and a project sales agent? What would be the major key differences?
Well, I think a residential agent is great at making a big splash and walking someone through an a completed property and pointing out the windows and the light and so on. Whereas our style of selling, even if we were selling to an owner-occupier, would be from a brochure or standing at a site or in a display suite. So we do things a lot differently. Like we sort of, I guess we position the builder or the developer in a place where the clients gain a lot of trust and are excited about working with that team or group that's behind the project. And then we sort of choose the right property that sort of matches their requirements.
And how do you build the relationships with the builders and developers? Is that just through your own internal networks?
Yeah, just trust and time and working together, really.
Has it been tough? Because, over the last 2 years, there's been more builders going bust. And,
Yeah.
purchase has been
touch wood.
That's good.
Look, we're lucky. I mean, I've been able to align myself with Pembroke Homes, and they've sort of gone from strength to strength over the last 12 to 18 months. The sort of construction pipeline's gone from 150 properties to 250 to, I think we're forecasting around 400 properties for 24, 25. So yeah, I mean, they've got a very refined model. There's good quality product. It's all entry level. So we're selling house and land packages at the entry level. We're in infill areas producing townhouses that are also entry level. So I think when the market is tight and finance is a little hard, the entry level of the market's always something that continues.
Yeah. And from an investment point of view, it's easy to get financed, I suppose.
Yeah, and it makes sense because the areas that we're selling in have got high rental yields. So if the value of the property's, not sort of in your mid markets and it's entry level, usually the rental yield's going to be strong.
What kind of rental yields do you get?
Between 4.5% and 5%, or 4 and 5%, I'd say, on average.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Development agency, your baby.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so development agency's 3 years old now.
Wow.
And we're end-to-end sales solution for developers. So I sort of started in the high density space, selling apartments and things like that. And I guess once the foreign investment stopped and the strategy around a lot of those larger projects was changed, I moved more towards the house and land and townhouse space. So we predominantly focus on house and land, single contract house and land packages and townhouses in the sort of inner urban areas.
And recently a property management division, Lucas. I hear you've gone through a recent acquisition. Tell us a little about the growth of development agency and acquiring a rent roll in that whole process. How was that for you?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we started, so we've got development agency, which is the sales agent, and that's growing sort of rapidly.
Quite a lot, hasn't it? Like you've gone from, you've got 2 people. You had 2 people a year ago. Now you've got...
Yeah, there's about 8 in there now.
Yeah,
so
it's big growth in 1 year.
Yeah, we're really lucky. We've been able to sort of get some great people on board. And yeah, there's solid growth. The numbers we'll probably double our sales number this year as to last year. And on the back of that, we looked at obviously selling to a lot of investors. So it was sort of went hand in hand to start doing some property management so we could assist those investors finding tenants and things like that. So we've got a rent roll called Melbourne Leasing, which is just started.
Good name. Really good there. I like it.
It's nice.
It's simple, right? It's simple. Development agency, Melbourne leasing.
Simple
No
work.
ambiguity there.
No,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, we're doing.
And how is it acquiring a rent roll?
Yeah, it was different. I mean, there's a lot of due diligence, which I probably wasn't expecting, but we're able to contract in some experts to help us with that and really, go through every property, check all the authorities and make sure that, we're getting exactly what we were expecting. But yeah, that's due to settle in a couple of
Minutes, hopefully.
half an hour. That's about 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
So yeah.
So you're really providing that one-stop shop. aren't
Yeah.
you?
So for our referral agents that are sending our clients to us to purchase properties, we'll provide them with property options from reputable builders that we've done the due diligence on. And then once the property settles, we're able to now provide them with a property management service that we can sort of continue to hold the client's hand and make sure that they're getting a super high level of service throughout their experience, because these wealth creation companies and financial planners, accountants that are selling properties to clients want to keep that client, right? And potentially if they get growth in their property, a lot of the strategy is to buy another one in 18, 24 months, or everyone's different. But if they have a bad experience with property management, they're not buying another property, right? So we sort of strategically positioned ourselves so we can pick up those managements and make sure that we look after these clients. 1, for the client, 2, because we want to build a rent roll, but 3, for our stakeholders that are, referring us business consistently.
Was that always the plan when you started development agency in Melbourne leasing to have I guess a residential property management arm, or has it just been
No,
business has grown?
Probably not, to be honest. I was more focused on sales and a little under-resourced to look at the management, but it made a lot of sense, got some really good advice and made a plan. And then, yeah, we just executed. So,
But you had a great coach.
yes,
Yeah.
the best.
Thanks for the plug.
Yeah.
Going back to project marketing, I want to delve a little bit more into it because, when you sell something, you've sold it maybe 6, 12 months down the track. And there's a process in this. Can you talk about the process of updating your purchases? Because not just most typical agents sell, they don't update the vendor or the purchaser again.
No.
You guys do a lot of extra
Yeah,
work.
there's a lot of touch points, and to be successful in this space, like it's a busy space, there's a lot of project marketers, there's a lot of
But they don't do it well, in my opinion. There's certain things that you do in your business that I think makes you stand out by a lot.
Yeah, so once we've sold a property, typically they pay a deposit into our trust account, property goes to unconditional. We'll update our sales agent, who will then pass the update on, like a construction update, to their clients once a month. So they get some photos and some information about the build and where it's at. And we do that obviously so they can get a high level of service, but also to keep them in tune with where the construction's at, so we know that we can make sure they're ready for settlement. It usually takes sort of 12 to 8 weeks to arrange someone's finance, take them through the process.
And that's one of the key differences from other project marketers who do the sale and probably don't hear from
Yeah,
them.
like
So
we've got to
it
dedicate.
takes out.
Yeah, we've got to do. I think we've seen a lot of mistakes being made along the way, and we've got a dedicated division for updates, for settlements, for taking care of valuations, practical completion inspections, for handovers. So we want to make sure that our developers are getting timely service when it comes to cashing back out on the back end. So we make sure that a lot of our focus is on that process there.
Why is the common public perception not to buy off the plan? How do we debunk that myth?
Oh, I just think there's people who've had bad experiences with poor, potentially poor developers and poor construction quality.
Not even poor project marketers. Like, there's a cost and a time involved in updating someone monthly to get, you get people to go out there. Take photos.
It's training too, right? It's understanding the product, it's understanding the builder. Like, you've got to articulate who they're dealing with, right? Because they're effectively getting in bed with the builder for a 12-month process to get a completed product. So, we spend a lot of time with we've got the B2C where we, sort of B2B, where we've got our sales partners that look after the clients. And then we've got a division that sells direct, so B2C. So we call that our retail sales. So our retail staff are, very well trained we share an office with our builder, so it's easy to understand what's under the bonnet. But we spend a lot of time making sure that they understand the processes of the builder, their key staff, and we introduce the clients to these people when we can, when they're on site, because it just solidifies the quality of the people that they're dealing with.
So it's really critical you have the right builder. That's really what it comes down to.
And
Well,
you're
the other
the
one,
right person, because if
Yeah.
you buy off someone that's not giving you monthly updates, you don't know what's happened. You just go, okay, 2 years from now or 6 months from now, it's going to finish.
yeah, the builder developers extremely important. I mean, they're the ones that are bringing the dream to life. We're showing them renders and photos, and we're relying on the builder to be able to deliver efficiently. For one, I think that's one thing that's probably caught people a lot in the last couple of years, is certainly through COVID, and there's been a lag with construction and funding and things.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're
And
lucky that,
builders go bust.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, every second,
How do you choose your builders? I mean, you've got your core, but you've expanded, obviously. How is there a process?
yeah, we get contacted by a lot of builders and a lot of developers to sort of start selling their stock. But I mean, we're lucky that we can pick and choose, because we've got a consistent pipeline and volume and strong partnerships in place. But we do a lot of due diligence on them. Like, we were going to go obviously meet with them. We want to see completed products. We want to understand their team, how big their team is, what sort of resources they have behind them, understand what sort of after sale care they have. Do they have a defects department? Do they have a maintenance division? Is there an email
Builders
dedicated to that?
on every, I mean,
Yeah.
builders are your clients, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it's important. Our brand's very important for we're effectively, our sales agents that trust us are trusting that we do this work up front, so they don't have a bad experience. So yeah, we put the time in up front, so we don't have to do it putting out fires.
Yeah,
Right?
really critical in this, and particularly in your industry.
Yeah, and it is hard to find. I mean, it's a tough industry. Like
Well, tell
all of
me
these
about
builders,
project
that have gone broke though. Like, it's not, they're smart people. They're big companies. They had good businesses, but market conditions just, you couldn't control it. So we're lucky that we work with a builder developer that's extremely strong and financial, Pembroke Homes, and their product sort of is the benchmark in the areas that we're selling. Like, they deliver super high quality and they're very efficient. So timing wise, if a builder's taking 12 to 18 months, we're out of there in 8 months. So, it's a big difference, because clients, when they purchase, they can see progress on the site. If someone's considering buying with us and we show them a site and then they go back past it in 2 weeks, it's progressed a lot. Things have moved, so they can see what's happening.
What's the future looking like for development agency?
Oh, look,
More
I think it's looking good.
positions potentially?
Potentially, yeah. We're going to have good organic growth for the rent roll through our referral agents sending clients in. But yeah, if it makes sense, we absolutely want to continue to grow the rent roll. And then for the sales business, yeah, we're just looking to continue to expand and grow on our sales numbers and look after the key stakeholders like our main developers and make sure that they're well serviced, and that's it.
How do you balance it all? How do you balance all of this? Like, it's
3 kids as well.
3 kids as well.
Buying rent rolls, selling project. It's a lot.
Yeah, no, look, I really enjoy it. I think I think you have to enjoy it. Like, I love the chase and I like winning. So, we were talking about this the other day with the guys, and, it is about, you wouldn't do it for free, but you like winning, right? And you set yourself challenges and benchmarks. And, now that I've been able to sort of build a team, it's exciting to watch them grow and move through different roles. So yeah, I guess just having good support around. I've got a very supportive wife. She do. She's amazing.
12 years married.
12 years married.
15 years together.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we've got 3 young kids. So no, life's good, but balance is always a challenge, It's very demanding in this space. The mobile phones and emails, and
You can't switch off.
can't switch on.
You've got to force yourself. You've got to find the time to just put the phone away. Sundays, put a family, put it away. Balance.
Getting better at it.
So yeah,
Yeah,
always
we all
project.
try.
Work in project, I said.
Work
Work
in
in progress.
Yeah.
Well, Lucas, thank you so much. I mean, 3 years old for development agency. It's still at such infant stages with such enormous growth behind the scenes. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit about what you do. I mean, I actually learned quite a bit about project sales, project marketing sales, because it's something that I guess the real estate industry knows of, but we don't really know what the day-to-day intricacies look like. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about your industry.
No worries. Thanks very much for having me.
Perfect. Thank you, Lucas, and we'll see you on the next episode of Real Estate Renovators.